I'm so pleased to acknowledge and celebrate this year's Competitiveness Scholars from our nation's HBCUs. These students were selected because of their academic achievement, leadership, civic, and campus engagement. The success of students at HBCUs and the success of all students is a top priority for President Trump and this administration. Look no further than the Future Act. Working closely with our congressional allies, we brought this historic bill to the President's desk and ensured consistent funding for HBCUs. Importantly, the Act also simplifies the FAFSA for students and their families, making applying easier and reducing the compliance burden. We also took action to resurrect the HBCU Capital Financing Board and increased investments in HBCU programs. And we ensured this includes faith-based colleges and universities, which had previously been unconstitutionally excluded. We expanded Pell Grant eligibility to allow students to attend classes year-round and increase the maximum student award. Importantly, we are also reviewing, rewriting, or removing onerous regulations that are impediments to HBCUs and their missions. And we relaunched the Scholar Program that helps cultivate HBCU student leaders. These historic institutions and the students they prepare for success are an integral part of our nation's success. HBCUs are cultural institutions with storied legacies that are unique and remarkable. I encourage every HBCU community to think about how your institutions will be known decades from now, in addition to being an HBCU. A strong heritage coupled with a strong vision for the future can foster an HBCU's competitive edge. And competitiveness ultimately depends on an HBCU's most valuable assets, its students. That's why President Trump and I are fighting every day for more options and more opportunities for all students. So congratulations to this year's cohort of Competitiveness Scholars.
Good morning, HBCU Competitiveness Scholars. On behalf of the White House Initiative on HBCU, welcome to the family. I'd like to extend heartfelt appreciation to Secretary DeVos for her unwavering belief in and continuous support of HBCU and the students they serve. I'd also like to acknowledge the initiative team, particularly the work of Elise Jones and our wonderful colleagues at the U.S. Department of Education for their indispensable contributions to make this program possible. Not to be outdone, I'd like to recognize you, the 2020-2021 cohort of HBCU Competitiveness Scholars, for your outstanding work as campus and community leaders and for your interest in the initiative's work. As you are aware, you were selected for this recognition because of your academic achievement established through your classroom performance, your civic or campus involvement, proven leadership to make a difference at your institution or in your community, and your entrepreneurial ethos, demonstrated willingness to pursue new opportunities despite what might be limited resources. It is the go-getter spirit. The first two criteria, academic achievement and civic and campus involvement, are pretty standard for student recognition programs. What distinguishes our recognition from many others is that we honor the entrepreneurial ethos, or your go-getter spirit, your relentless pursuit of opportunities that might extend far beyond your current reach, and despite what might be your limited personal resources. There's a reason why we employ the term competitiveness to honor you. In short, the term competitiveness serves dual purposes. First, it embodies our nation's best education and economic opportunities. And two, it is the essence of the go-getter spirit. Let me bring it home this way. Our nation currently is in the midst of a very real stress test, from national mourning to demonstrations to a global pandemic. However, we have been through difficult times before. We are a nation of dreamers, doers, believers, and yes, competitors. You, HBCU Competitiveness Scholars, are a direct reflection and outgrowth of that American character. We are excited to support your best aspirations. We expect you to be leading contributors to our nation. We are counting on you to be top flight competitors, HBCU talent whose pursuits are never curbed, never restricted, never constrained by limited resources, regardless whether they be personal, familial, community, institution, whatever. In short, we expect you, HBCU Competitiveness Scholars, to help form the next generation of leaders who exhibit and champion HBCU excellence, which is American excellence. Scholars, that's a high bar. It's a high bar for sure. However, we have no doubt that you can and will clear it in true HBCU style.